Hello. Hi there. Can you hear me? Adam? Hello. Hi there. Can anybody hear me? I want to make sure somebody can hear me. Hi, everybody. I hope you can hear me. We're going to go ahead and get started in just a minute. Okay, great. So it looks like you all can hear me. Oh, here we go. Okay, now I see everybody. So welcome. Hi, my name's Melissa Perlman, and I am with Newsela, and I've got my West Virginia t-shirt here that we built here for our folks in West Virginia. And Adam, I'm going to just pause for a moment because I know that you can hear me and just let me know by either chiming in, and I think I can see. Yes, I can see the chat. Okay, great. I just want to make sure that I'm okay to go ahead and get started. I think there's Adam's a facilitator here. So, Adam, in the chat, if you just want to let me know that it's okay for me to go ahead and get started, I'm excited to share and lead this session with y'all. Thank you. So, I'm going to come back here on my mat. And I won't have the opportunity during the first portion of our practice to look at our chat, but I will in between. So we're going to spend about 25 to 30 minutes here together doing some mindful movement. And I'm not really going to talk about Newsela so much. Most of the districts across the great state of West Virginia have Newsela as a content partner. We'll get into that a little bit more. But one of the things that I wanted to establish with this group here, besides I'm so appreciative of you for having me here to do a session that's a little bit outside the box, um, is that I think it's important as educators that understanding where your kids are coming from and what they're going to be bringing to the table when they come to start out in this upcoming school year. And as leaders and technology folks within your divisions or your districts, I think it's important that you know that it's so critical to take time for some self-care for yourselves as well. And so I'm really excited to facilitate that work with you today. I am trained, Melissa Perlman, again, is my name. If you've joined late, I'm trained in prana vinyasa flow yoga. And then I also have a certification in teaching restorative yoga through a trauma sensitive lens. But what we're going to do today is we're going to do some mindful movement, a little starting with a little meditation, and then I'll guide you through a gentle yoga practice. So hopefully you all have a nice space in your homes or wherever you're coming from today, where you can find yourself on your mat or on the floor on a blanket in a nice, comfortable position. And we'll begin with just starting to set the table. So I invite you all to take up some space and maybe lay down in the room that you're in, if that's comfortable for you, or maybe seated. That might be more comfortable, whatever feels good for you. And if you are going to take this space and lay down in this time for yourself, perhaps you might like to take a blanket, and I would suggest perhaps rolling it up, or a towel, rolling it up and then placing that gently underneath of your knees. Really helpful for just cultivating some support for your lower back. So just like I'm demonstrating for you here, and this is everything that I say during this bit of time together for you is an option. You are welcome to do whatever I guide you through or to do absolutely nothing. The most important thing for you to establish is that you're taking this time for yourself this afternoon out of your busy schedule, out of this conference schedule, and out of all the things that are causing you stress and anxiety. So as you begin to find yourself spaced on your mat, maybe if you're laying down, opening your arms really wide, and begin by inhaling through your nose and just sighing it out through your mouth. You all are muted, nobody can hear you. I can't hear you, you can hear me. So really feel yourself becoming centered, inhaling and sighing it out, letting it all go. And we'll take 5 more of those breaths, inhaling and exhaling, your own pace, your breath, maybe closing your eyes or a soft gaze. I'm just going to read for the beginning of portion of this practice, so there's nothing for you to see here. Inhaling and exhaling, sighing it out. And now beginning to cultivate a more natural breath. So maybe inhaling through your nose and exhaling through your nose. Comfortable pace, don't think too much about it, just let your body do the work. Inhaling and exhaling. And as you are doing that, bringing yourself onto your mat or onto your space, taking notice of any noises that you hear, maybe birds outside, maybe you have dogs in your house or cats or kids, hearing them and just letting them go. Physically feeling yourself releasing wherever you are, starting with your head, releasing any tension that you're holding above your eyes. We all tend to have that little space between our eyes where we carry some stress, releasing, feeling your eyes heavy in their sockets. Releasing that space in your nose and under your nose, right above your upper lip. Taking a moment to curl up the corners of your mouth into a smile, and then letting it go. Feeling your neck, releasing. If you're on your back or seated, feeling your shoulders becoming heavy, down away from your ears. And if you're laying down, shoulder blades feel heavy on the mat, letting it go. moving down your upper back as you inhale and exhale, releasing the mid back and then the lower back. Any tension that you may be holding in your glutes, let it go. Any tension in your hips, your pelvis, your belly, let it go. Traveling down your legs, releasing your thighs, tops and bottoms, knees, your shins and your calves. Noticing maybe one foot is splayed out to the right or to the left or coming in. Doesn't matter. No judgment. Where you are is exactly where you're supposed to be, and letting it go. Releasing your heels and releasing your toes. Moving up and down those shoulders to your arms, upper arms, forearms, release in your hands, releasing your fingers. And for just a moment, as you inhale and exhale, maybe visualize yourself floating above yourself and see what you see. You're relaxed, you're released, and you're taking this time just for yourselves. Inhaling and exhaling, I'm going to guide you through a color breathing, which is sort of a meditation, stress relief, and it helps with your mood. And so for the next moment, think of something that you want to bring in. This can be a specific emotion or just positive vibes, positive energy. Don't think too hard. And now assign that feeling or thought or emotion a color. There's no right or wrong answer for this color, but consider choosing a color that you like or maybe that you find soothing. And once you have this desired emotion or thought and corresponding color in your mind, follow me through with these steps. Your eyes are closed. You're either seated or laying down. You're relaxed and you're breathing slowly and you're breathing deeply. Visualize the color that you've chosen and continue breathing while holding that color in your thoughts, thinking about what it represents for you. With each inhale, imagine that desired color slowly washing over your body from head to toe. Continue breathing as you visualize the color filling your entire body, including your fingertips and your toes. Breathing in and breathing out. Imagine any unwanted emotions draining out of your body with each exhale, and replace them with your chosen color with each inhale. Continue breathing in and breathing out as your color washes over you from head to toe. Enjoying 5 more breaths. I'm going to count them for you, so you just continue with your visualization, breathing in and breathing out. You're feeling lightened and more peaceful after just taking a few moments with this visualization, surrounding yourself with the thought or emotion that you want to bring to your practice and perhaps to the remainder of your day, your week. Beginning to bring some gentle movements into your fingers and your toes, your wrists and your ankles. And maybe gently moving your head from side to side. Maybe making these movements a little bit bigger. And then on your next inhale, reaching your arms up overhead. Toes are coming towards the front of your room. And if you're seated, just reaching your hands up towards the sky. If you're laying down, almost like you're reaching and grabbing a rope behind you or above you if you're seated, opening up your shoulders as you inhale and exhale. Inhaling, and then as you exhale, if you're laying down, bringing your knees in towards your chest. Laying on your back, maybe rocking gently from side to side. If you're seated, bringing your knees into your chest, as I am here, maybe chin comes towards your chest. Rocking and rolling if you're laying down, coiling in if you're seated. And if you're laying down, on your next exhale, rolling off to your right or left side to the pose of a dreaming child. So head is resting gently on your forearms, almost like you're in a fetal position here. And if you're seated, just remain seating, eyes gently closed. Inhaling and exhaling, giving your moment a moment for your head to settle into your heart, your internal teacher. And if you're laying down, gently, gently, gently using that top arm to help press you up, coming into a seated position on the floor. Bringing your hands to heart center, gently closing the eyes or a soft gaze if that's comfortable. Together we breathe in, and together we breathe out. Bowing your head slightly. Welcome to our gentle practice. I hope you found that refreshing. So we'll start with just a little bit of gentle movement. And if you're seated on the floor and you're not feeling super comfortable, because maybe you're a little bit stiff or you're not used to sitting on the floor, something that might be really helpful for you is taking a block, if you have one, or a blanket, or even a pillow from your bedroom or your sofa, and just placing that underneath of your glutes so that you're sitting up and you're bringing your hips a bit higher than your knees. And you can feel free to sit as high as you like. And if you are not comfortable crossing your legs, you can have your feet. So we call this in standing, or you can take your legs out long, whatever's most comfortable for you, where you are. Bringing your hands to your thighs wherever you are, and inhaling, shoulders come up to your ears. Exhaling, your shoulders down your back. 2 more times, big circles. Inhaling up to your ears and exhaling down your back. Inhaling up to your ears and exhaling down your back. And just noticing that your shoulder blades have found a place that's much more comfortable. Your head is a bit freer here, maybe just a gentle movement right to left or up and down. And then coming back so that you're seated with your chin parallel to the floor. Again, everything that I'm going to lead you through is an option. You are welcome to lay on your mat if that's what you'd like to do. If you're with me, inhaling, and then as you exhale, gently bringing your chin towards your right shoulder. Inhaling and exhaling here, releasing those shoulders down towards the floor. They always want to come up because we carry so much tension. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling, chin comes back through center. Exhale, chin comes over that left shoulder, pressing those shoulder blades down towards the floor. Inhaling and exhaling. Don't have to go very far. Inhale and exhale. Inhale through center. One breath movement. Exhale, right chin, not right chin, chin over right shoulder. Inhaling through center. Exhale, chin over left. 2 more times. Inhale, center. Exhale, chin over right. Inhale, exhale, left. And one more. Coming back to center, inhale. Exhale, chin to chest. Feeling those shoulders pressing down towards the floor, feeling that extension in your spine, just from something so small. Releasing that tension, inhaling and exhaling. And as you inhale, as if your chin is the beginning of a smile, chin is going to come up towards the right. So you're curling up that right part of the smile. Exhale, chin to chest. Inhale, chin comes up to the left. Exhale, chin to chest. Inhaling to the right. Exhaling through center to the left. And one more time. Inhaling, exhaling right. Inhaling and exhaling left. Chin to chest. Inhale slowly, bringing your chin back to parallel. And since y'all have been sitting and in sessions, I thought it would be really nice to do some release of the neck and shoulders today. So a little bit more movement here, a little bit more extension. So on the inhale, taking your right arm out to the side, palm is facing up. Exhale, really feeling strength through those right fingertips. And your next inhale, bringing that right arm up towards the sky. And as you're reaching that right arm up, dropping that right shoulder. It wants to ride up here into your ears. So dropping that right shoulder down. Fingertips are strong. Inhale. And on the exhale, taking your right hand to the left side of your head. Maybe it reaches your ear, maybe not. Maybe it's just right here at your temple. So your elbow is out to the right. Your right hand is at your left temple. Inhale, and on the exhale, gently using your hand to bring your right ear towards your right shoulder. You can take that left hand if you like, and you can place it on the floor, giving you a bit more of a stretch through that right shoulder. Inhaling and exhaling, no strain. You're not pushing your head here. You're gently using your hand to help that ear move a little bit closer to the shoulder. Inhaling and exhaling. And if you'd like a little bit more, you can take that left hand, cross it behind. So that left hand is coming towards the right hip as you bring that head down. And I'll just show you from behind. Inhaling and exhaling. Any of these kramas, they're called kramas, so steps, they all work the same thing, but they give you options for what works for your body. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhale, slowly bringing your head back to center. Right arm rises, right arm comes to the mat, releasing that left hand from wherever it is, inhaling and exhaling, shoulders up to your ears and down your back. Big stretching. And then placing your hands gently on your thighs. We'll do the other side. Inhaling, left arm rises, and I've got some shoulder issues, so I will cue you, but you may not want to do what I'm doing. You probably can do more. So inhaling, reaching those left fingertips to the sky and bringing that left shoulder down towards the mat. Inhale, and on the exhale, left hand comes to the right temple or right ear. You can take those fingertips if you like, leave them where they are, or walk them out onto the mat. Inhale, and on the exhale, left ear towards left shoulder. I don't know if you could hear that big crack. You might be able to hear it through my AirPods. Inhaling and exhaling here. Just gently using those fingertips to help guide your head. We're not pulling our head down. Inhale, and perhaps you'd like to walk your fingertips a little further to the right, or again, they're fine on your thighs, or on your next exhale, taking that right hand, wrapping it around and bringing it towards that left hip. So you've got that big, big shoulder stretch happening here. Inhaling and exhaling. 2 more breaths. Coming out of this nice and slowly. So as you inhale, lifting your head up towards center, lifting up that left arm, bringing that left arm down to the side, right arm down to the side. Inhaling, hands come to thighs, and exhale. Inhale, rolling those shoulders back and down. And now this time, inhaling, shoulders up to your ears, rolling them forward. Feels a little awkward. 3 of those, opening up and then coming to stillness. Inhaling and exhaling, we're going to come to our hands and knees. So if this is comfortable for you, you can do hands and knees here. And if not, what I'll do is I will share with you how you can do this in a seated position. So first we'll do hands and knees, and then I'll leave everybody who's hands and knees here, and I'll move to demonstrating seated. So if you're coming to your hands and knees, taking your knees underneath of your hips, underneath of your hip bones, and your wrists underneath of your shoulders. We tend to sometimes rock backwards or forwards, but we want to be settled here in the center. Opening up your hands nice and wide so that your fingertips are splaying open and your thumbs are coming towards one another, and engaging your arms so that the eyes of your elbows are tilted forward, shoulders away from your ears, neck and head parallel to the floor. Toes can be pressed into the mat. And on the inhale, dropping your belly, bringing your shoulders back, lifting your tailbone to the sky. Chin comes up and rises. So we're arching our back. And then on the exhale, coiling in, chin to chest, rounding your back. Shoulders are coming forward, pressing your belly in. Inhaling and exhaling, continuing with this cat-cow for just a few more breaths. And if you're in seated, taking your hands to your knees, inhale, chest comes high, shoulders back, chin lifts. Exhale, chin to chest, rounding your back, coiling in. Inhaling and exhaling. Same thing, just different versions. Some people have knee problems and I can't see y'all, so I just want to make sure everybody is with me here. Inhaling and exhaling. 2 more rounds. And what might feel really nice is bringing a little additional movement here. So I love this one where you're taking your hips off to the right and back behind and to the left, and really using your hips to make a figure 8 here. Again, no one can see you. You all can see me, but if this feels good for you, try that. And if you're seated, there's a great variation, and I love to describe it as scraping the peanut butter jar. So taking your hips off to the left and then forward and then to the right, really opening up your spine. Same thing, just a little bit different. And if you've established some of this rounding, whether you're seated or on hands and knees, just making sure that you're coming in both directions or going in both directions. 3 more breaths wherever you are. Inhaling and exhaling, using this maybe as a moving meditation. Your eyes can be closed, just enjoying your body moving in this way. And if you are on hands and knees and you'd like to establish a little bit more heat and a little bit of core strength, on your next inhale, engaging your arms, engaging your belly, pressing into the mat with your toes, lifting your knees and hovering your knees about an inch or 2 above the mat. Eyes of your elbows facing forward, shoulders away from the ears. And as you inhale, maybe establishing that cat-cow, lifting your tailbone to the sky, dropping your belly, lifting your chin up. And on the exhale, rounding in. So cultivating heat here or staying where you are. Maybe moving in circles. And if you're seated, continuing with that scraping of the peanut butter jar. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling, everyone comes to center. And if you're in a seated position, I'm going to invite you just for a moment to come through hands and knees. We'll be here for 1 breath. Inhaling, and then on the exhale, straightening those legs, toes are pressing into the mat, and walking your feet to your hands so that you can come into a forward fold. And your forward fold might be right here, and that's totally okay. Hands can be on your hips, hands can be on your thighs. Wherever you are is where you're supposed to be. Releasing everything towards the mat. Inhaling, walking your hands up your legs to your shins or thighs. It's called a halfway lift. And as you're here in this nice L shape and your feet are hip distance apart, Shoulders are away from your ears, engaging your belly. Inhaling and exhaling. And then inhale. And as you exhale, bending deeply into those knees. As you lower, leading with your chest so that you're going to bend deeply enough so that your belly is going to rest on your thighs. Releasing your head. The best lower back stretch that I know. And perhaps you'd like to take opposite elbow. So left hand to right elbow, right hand to left elbow over your head, hanging here, nodding your head yes, shaking your head no, bending even deeper, opening up that low back. And perhaps you'd like to straighten one leg and then bend and then straighten the other, rocking a little bit back and forth. And if you have a yoga practice that's pretty regular or deep, one of the things that I love to do is inhaling halfway lift, taking my hands, interlacing my fingers behind my head. So maybe you want to try this, keeping a bend in those knees. And then as you exhale to lay your belly on your thighs, you'll really feel that extension through your back, all the way through your neck, elbows coming towards the floor. Inhaling and exhaling. One more breath. Inhale and exhale. And then inhale, walking your hands up your shins, up your thighs, so that you can come to a stand. Inhaling, shoulders up to your ears and down your back. Feet are hip distance apart, coming into a strong mountain pose. So again, just like when we were on the floor and we felt everything relax from head to toe, here we're going to feel everything engage. We'll start with our feet. So lifting up your toes, spreading them apart, and then placing them on the mat. Feeling all four corners of your feet. So the ball mound under your big toe, little toe, and both sides of your heel. And maybe rocking a little bit forward and back, a little side to side, just to feel all those places in your feet before coming to steadiness at the center. Beginning to engage your shins and thighs. Micro bend in your knees as you feel your pelvis lifting up and your tailbone tilting down. Maybe even placing your hands here just for a breath so that you can really feel the tailbone tilting down and the pelvic floor lifting. And then hands come down to your sides. Inhaling, shoulders up to your ears and down your back. And fingers are reaching towards the floor. So strong mountain pose. Chin is parallel to the floor. Just feeling this engagement sometimes is enough. Inhaling, arms will rise. Bring your palms towards one another. Exhale, hands come through your heart. And then we're going to slowly, slowly, slowly come into our forward fold, releasing everything to the mat. Inhaling, halfway lift, bringing your hands to your shins or thighs. Shoulders away. Exhale, lower, leading with your chest, bending deeply. Two more. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhale, lowering your belly to the floor, to your thighs, excuse me. One more time. Inhaling, halfway lift. And this time, placing your hands on the mat, gently stepping your feet, one foot, one leg at a time, to come into a plank pose. You are welcome to drop your knees. Plank pose with your knees down is exactly the same as plank pose with your knees up. You're working that core. You're just giving a little bit of relief to those arms when your knees are down. So feeling your belly tilting in, feeling your pelvic floor lifting up, your tailbone tilting down. Inhale. And then as you exhale, lowering your knees, if they're not lowered, keeping your elbows nice and tight into your body as you lead with your chest, lowering to the mat. Belly comes to the floor, forehead to the mat. Inhaling, your hands are right by your chest. Exhale. And then as you inhale, leading with your nose lifts and it brings you up into what we call a cobra, baby cobra. Hips are on the ground, feeling your body working here, maybe lifting your hands. Inhaling and exhaling, engaging your back muscles. One more breath. Exhale, we lower. And on the inhale, using your arms to press yourself up, bending into your knees, pressing your bum back to your heels. Child's pose. Forehead comes towards the mat. Doesn't have to get there. Arms are strong, fingers are wide. Inhale. And then as you exhale, pressing your toes into the mat, lifting your hips towards the sky. Downward dog. If this is not something that you want to do, you don't have to. You can stay in child's pose, or the alternative to downward facing dog is hands and knees. Same thing. If you're in downward facing dog, bending one knee and then the other, slowly, slowly, nodding your head yes, shaking your head no, releasing your shoulders away from your ears. If in downward dog, bending deeply through your knees, pressing your chest through the window of your arms, and then slowly trying to bring your heels towards the mat. Tailbone lifts to the sky. Inhaling and exhaling. Hands and knees totally fine. On the inhale, bending into those knees, looking forward, and baby stepping, super, super tiny little steps, bringing your hands to your feet to your hands. Forward fold. Inhale, reaching your arms out nice and wide, reversing your swan dive, palms up and overhead to touch, and exhaling, hands come to your heart. And we'll do that one more time. Releasing your hands down to your sides. Inhaling and exhaling. Just opening up our body. Inhaling, arms wide, palms to touch or towards one another. Exhaling through heart, forward fold. Releasing everything to the mat. Nodding your head yes, shaking your head no. Inhaling, walking your hands up to your shins or thighs, halfway lift. Shoulders back and away. Exhale, lower, leading with your chest. Two more. Inhaling, walking your hands up. Exhale, maybe on going down this time, give yourself a little massage down the backs of your legs. And on our inhale, halfway lift, maybe a little massage down the front. Exhale, a little massage down the back. Inhaling, coming up to your fingertips, and then on the exhale, hands are nice and flat, heavy on the mat, bending deeply. One leg comes back and then the other into your plank pose. Again, dropping your knees if you like. Shoulders are away. Most important, shoulders are away from your ears. We don't want to be all scrunched up. And engaging your belly. Maybe lifting your hips a little higher. Fingers are nice and wide. Feeling space between your shoulders, whether you're in a full plank or your knees are down. One more breath. Inhale. Exhale, dropping our knees and lowering, keeping our elbows tight into our body. Chest and chin. Knees can come back. We're flat on the ground, forehead to the mat. Hands on either side of our chest. Upper ribs, keeping those elbows nice and tight. And as you inhale, leading with your nose, lifting yourself up, using your back body. Cobra, maybe lifting your hands or maybe pressing yourself up a little bit higher. Releasing your bum. We all want to carry tension there. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhale. Exhale, lowering your chest down to the mat. Curling those toes into the mat on the inhale. And then on the exhale, using your arms to press your bum back towards your feet in a modified child's pose. Opening up that lower back, letting your shoulders drop to either side. Opening up the upper back, maybe rolling your head on your forehead from side to side. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhale. And then as you exhale, coming either onto hands and knees or lifting your hips up towards the sky, downward facing dog. 2 breaths, inhaling And exhaling, lifting that tailbone. Your eyes are looking towards your belly button. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhale, change here for time's sake, looking forward, coming onto our knees, walking our hands back to our knees, and bringing ourselves back to a seat. Gave you a little movement, a little stretch. We'll do a little bit more to prepare you for the remainder of the day. So coming to your mat, knees are bent, and then slowly you're going to roll down one vertebrae at a time until you come to your back. Shoulders on the mat, taking your arms nice and wide. Palms can face up or face down. Inhaling and exhaling. Walking your feet so that your knees are pointing towards the sky, but feet are still hip distance apart. Inhaling and exhaling. Resting your lower body, your lower back heavy on the mat. Inhaling and exhaling. Walking your feet wide to the edges of your mat. Taking a moment here and letting your knees fall towards one another. My knees don't touch, yours may, they may not, it doesn't matter, it's your body. We're just feeling some opening here. Inhaling and exhaling, releasing everything to the mat. Inhaling, bringing your knees back up towards the ceiling. And then on your next exhale, we're going to bring both knees over to the right. Doesn't matter how far they go down. The big and most important piece here is that your left shoulder remains on the mat. So only go as far as you can with your left shoulder remaining on the mat. Inhale, and as you exhale, chin comes over that right shoulder. Feeling a big opening in that left hip. If you need a little bit more, I invite you to take your right heel to the outside of your left thigh, right above your knee, and you can press down just a little bit to give you a bit more stretch through that left side body. Inhaling and exhaling. Enjoying 3 more breaths. Inhale, if you have that right foot or heel on that left thigh, bringing it back down to the floor on the exhale. And inhale, knees back up to center. Exhale, a little windshield wiper, left to right, right to left. Chin is back towards the sky. Inhale, bringing your knees back up towards center. Arms again, nice and wide. They moved, making sure your feet are wide on the mat. Inhale. And then on the exhale, bringing your knees over to the left. Inhaling and exhaling. Maybe you'd like a little more, taking that left heel, bringing it onto the right thigh, right above the knee, and taking your chin over that right shoulder. Inhaling and exhaling here. Three more breaths. Inhaling and exhaling. If you have that left leg, left heel hooked, remove that now. And on your next inhale, knees come towards the sky. A little windshield wiper left and right, right and left. I'll share with you one of my most favorite shapes. And this is a shape for relaxation. I often do this before I go to bed because it really helps, particularly after a really stressful day. So bringing your arms back down by your sides, palms are on the mat, heavy. Shoulders away from your ears, feeling nice and flat. Maybe squiggling around a little bit so that you feel those shoulder blades on the mat. Inhaling and exhaling. And then on your next inhale, lifting your legs towards the sky. They can be bent, they can be straight, it doesn't matter. but almost as if you're pressing your feet to the ceiling. So you're engaging and flexing your feet. Again, they can be bent, straight, doesn't matter. Feeling the blood rushing from your feet into your heart. Reversing some of the forward folds and forward bends, but this is known to really, really release stress. Enjoying 5 more breaths. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling. And on your next exhale, bending your knees, bringing your knees towards your chest, maybe bringing your chin towards your knees, only if that's comfortable. Curling yourself up into a tiny little ball. And as you inhale, bringing your shoulders up to your ears, crunching your feet, making them into fist, scrunching up your face like you just sucked on a lemon because no one can see you, but you guys can see me if you look because it's crazy. Inhaling, and as you exhale, releasing everything to the mat. Right foot to right corner of the mat, left foot to left corner of the mat, taking up space in your room. Arms can come, palms facing up or facing down, feeling your shoulders heavy into the mat, hips heavy into the mat, everything heavy into the mat as you inhale and exhale, taking a few breaths just for you. Maybe taking a moment to visualize your color from the beginning of our practice washing through your body. Maybe that intention, that thought, or that emotion. Inhaling and exhaling. Starting to bring some movement into your fingers and your toes, your wrists and your ankles. Maybe gently moving your head from side to side. When you feel ready, once again, taking a nice big good morning stretch. Arms up overhead, maybe noticing that your shoulders feel a bit more open. As you reach your toes towards the front of your room, maybe you notice that your hips feel a little bit more open, your body feels a bit more relaxed. Bringing your knees into your chest and rolling off, once again, to your favorite side. Pressing yourself up using that top hand into a seated position. And taking a moment to bring your hands to heart center. Thanking yourself for taking the time just for you. Taking that rest that you needed. Moving your body. Feeling strength. Closing your eyes gently. Together we breathe in. And together we breathe out. The light in me sees, honors, and reflects the light in you. Namaste. I hope you all enjoyed this practice. And I'll just take a moment here at the end. I wrote a little note that I wanted to share with you. Just taking note of the connection that we've cultivated for ourselves and taking time to just be. We want to support that, not just for ourselves, but also for our teachers, for our students, and across our districts here in the great state of West Virginia. As you all know, I shared that Newsela works with many of our folks here across the state, and I believe, Adam, that you will share um, some contact information if anybody would like to contact me. I would love to chat and love to perhaps help you bring a little bit of mindfulness and some suggestions and recommendations for your team. Thank you all so much for your time this afternoon. And I'll leave you with 3 minutes to relax before your next session. I appreciate you. Thanks for having me. Take care, everybody.